All right, guys, got a quick little knife review here for you. I know they're not as popular as my other videos, but I do like knives, and I like sharing when I get different knives, and I buy a lot of different knives. Because I use them and I abuse them for sure. All right, so first up, this is the Cold Steel 1911. As you can see, it has the model number there. And where this gets its namesake is, in fact, because of the 1911 grip angle. Let me grab a 1911 real quick. This is my Ruger 1911. And you can kind of see what they were going for here. Yeah, so kind of cool. I mean, it's really kind of gimmicky per se, especially because to me the angle's a little off. They used the back here to make it a little longer, and it would kind of be backwards from the normal way that you would carry a 1911. But that doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go over a couple of the key features, and then I'll get into a little bit about the knife itself. Overall, this knife weighs 3.1 ounces. The blade thickness is 3.3 millimeters. The blade steel, I believe older iterations of this, they had a different grade of steel, but this is in fact a 4034 stainless steel. The handle material or length is a 4-inch, and the material is a Grivex, which is Cold Steel's polymer that they use. The overall length is 7 inches. And then the other cool thing is it does have a very, very nice stainless steel clip, and I'll get into more on that in a minute. So a couple of key takeaways here on this knife is it does have a very nice texturing here. They really are going after that diamond etching like a 1911 grip. So it's kind of cool, especially if you're into 1911s, which I am. It does come with a lock, but unfortunately the lock doesn't hold it shut, which it is only a lock for holding it open, so that way you don't fold it down into your own hands. But, I mean, it is at least something, so you weren't to fold it back into your own hand, but it would be kind of nice if it was a dual purpose lock, so that way it wouldn't open in your pocket either. Not saying that that happens all the time, but stuff can happen, that's for sure. It is a flip out, and it is assisted, so pretty nice positive flipping action. Probably my favorite feature about this knife is the clip. I've had, I can't say how many different knives. So here's this Gerber here, and this guy, it loosens up, and look at that. Yeah, you can tighten it up, but they just, I mean, you could throw a Loctite in them, but they just keep working out. And I don't know, it's really close together, whereas this guy is spread apart, very positive, no wiggle. This thing clips onto your pocket phenomenally, and I will say that I do a lot of, hay baling and stuff like that, always moving around, and sometimes I'll catch my clips here, like on this guy, and it just lifts it right off of my pants pocket. This guy stays in very well. But overall, the build quality is really nice, good positive gripping. The blade is really nice. I mean, the steel is kind of a low end, bulk steel, but for the most part, it has a very nice blade from factory. And I haven't managed to nick it up too bad yet, so that's always good. I'm not sure how long, the wearing of the blade would last, but it does look like it lends itself pretty easily to being sharpened. I like it. It's very thin, and it does fit in the pocket well. So overall, it's a really cool knife. And if you're interested in them, they're pretty cheap. They're usually around $42-ish, I believe, is on the Cold Steel website. Sometimes you can find them a little more, a little less, depending on what retailer you use. So, yeah, let me know what you think. I think it's a cool knife. This is my first cold steel knife I've ever owned. Yeah, I think their quality is pretty decent, especially compared to a lot of the other knives I get. I usually get pretty cheap knives. I don't know, you could use the old adage of buy or pay more, get something that lasts you a lot longer, but I tend to lose knives too, so really don't want to drop, you know, 200 bucks on a knife and lose it. So I like to be in this $40-ish range, where I hope to be getting a pretty nice blade. I don't quite care as much about the construction around the outside, because for its purposes, sitting in the pocket, popping open, cutting bales and stuff like that, cutting boxes, not bad at all. So, but yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll let you know if I ever develop any issues with it. But yeah, thanks for watching.